Hi everyone, I'm JD, welcome back to my channel. Okay, so as promised, this is a video sharing my new Traveler's Notebook standard size. It's the first one I've got in this size and I'm so excited. I've been wanting to get this for about 2 years now. I wanted to get one because of Amity Bloom, pretty much. And then after that because of other people, but originally it was because of her and how she would show her TN collection and the way she uses her TNs. And if you followed my journey for a while, you know that I got this one because of her. In her collection, she has the exact same one. It's a Mr. Darcy in Toffee Deluxe Chic Sparrow. I think I got all the details covered. And literally, yeah, when I have a favourite junk journal like Johanna Clough and My Life Mitts, I just get the same things that they get because it helps me feel connected to them and inspired. And yeah, so I got this. But yeah, if you followed my journey, you know that when I got it, I just knew it wasn't me, but I still love it. I hope you understand what I'm saying. Even though it's not me, I still love everything about this journal for what it connects me to Amity Bloom for, like, if that makes any sense. So even though this isn't my style, it's not speaking to me it's kind of bland and boring and looks more like a briefcase. And I just realized that I like color, you know, I need something a bit more me. But I love the fact I'll never get rid of this because it reminds me of Amity Bloom and how she inspired me, and so I love this for that reason. I don't want to change it in any way because it's my connection to Amity Bloom. And I use this for my business. So for Willow Bound Journals, I use it to record addresses of people I need to send things to, a list of people I need to send happy mails to, a list of suppliers that are on my wish list, a list of people I want to buy journals from, and all that kind of stuff, videos to film, projects to make. So that's why I like this journal, using it for that. But what I learned from this, let me just share my TN collection. I've got 4 now. So this one here, these 2 I got together because my mum bought these for my birthday, and you could see that I learnt my lesson. I learnt, yes, I need something that speaks to me. I'm a blue girl, so I got these 2. And this is one that stays in my bag. Sorry about the light. This one is one that stays in my bag all the time, and it's inscribed, you know, from my mum, same as the other one. And this goes with me everywhere. So it's the one that I use to jot down notes. It's the one that I have used for my traveler's notebook when I went on holidays. And it's the one that I write my notes for when I'm listening to the sermon messages at church as well. So it's kind of a bit of a catch-all type one. And then this one, this is B6 size. Oh, I can't remember if it's B6 Slim or B6. I need to check that out. But this is more kind of my size of journal. And it's... I love the ink blots. I'm trying to think of the details, sorry. There's so many. It is Odyssey, Hera, that's the colour, Hera's the colour, Odyssey is the style, and B6 or B6 Slim, Chic Sparrow. And they don't make it anymore, so I'm so glad I got this because out of all of the Chic Sparrow notebooks, this was my favourite. I love the ink blots and I love the colour. It's kind of turquoise. I was hoping it would be more blue, but turquoise is fun too. And then this one I got blue, so it's quite dark blue, a bit too dark for my liking, but I still really love these 2 colours because it's just more me. And again, I got the ink blots, and yeah, it's just really fun. And I haven't actually been using this one recently, but I was using it to record memories and as my daily journal just before I went to bed, so that's what I use that for. Okay, so long story short, or long story long, what I learnt from these 3 journals was, yes, when I get my traveler's notebook in the standard size, I'm not going to go for brown ever again. It's just not going to happen. I'm always going to go for blue, pretty much. And I don't know, the camera kind of goes really dark when those aren't there because it's much lighter in real life, so that's much more accurate. I'm so sorry about the lighting. I just don't have the best lighting set up. I'm using the flash on my camera to light things up, and that is much more accurate now. So I'll just leave those there so that it can show that. Yeah, so basically all the reason why I was telling that whole story was because I learnt my lesson and wanted to get something my colour. And I find that Chic Sparrow is limited in their colours, and I'm a light blue girl, so this was perfect for me. This is actually light blue. I'll call this kind of light to medium blue. So out of all the colours of my Traveller's Notebooks, this is my favourite. So I'm really, really happy with the colour. It is, let me tell you the details, Aquamarine, and you can choose the elastic colour. I chose light blue. And you can also choose a charm add-on. So I chose Dream because that's one of my words. And I really like it. So did I mention I'm so sorry I didn't do an unboxing? I just didn't have a chance to film. Sorry, I've tried to film this a few times today. And I'm not sure what I've said before, but I really wanted to do an unboxing so I could get the first impressions. But yeah, you can see it now. Opening it up, the first impressions that I had was, oh my goodness, did I buy the right journal? Because it looks so wide. Well, I just thought, like, one of my hesitations and why I didn't get the narrow first and why I went for personal and then these two was because the narrow size just didn't really appeal to me, because I like this size, you know, where it's wide pages. And so for the proportions, this is quite wide for the proportions, but when you get tall and narrow, it's just like, what? How does that, for me, doesn't really suit my style of journaling, because yeah, I'm very much a writer and want to make use of the whole width of the page. But now that it's been 2 years and I'm getting more into the visual style and I'm working out just decorating pages and using collages and that kind of thing, and perhaps not even writing much, just a note here or there, I feel like I'm ready to try the standard size notebook, just Traveller's Notebook. But when I got it, I was just like, oh my gosh, it's so wide. And I literally went to the website and checked the dimensions, and I checked Chic Sparrow's narrow dimensions, and I was just like, what's going on? And then I realized I put in my inserts. I took them out for this video, but I put in my inserts, and it you know, the spine rolls out like this, and it did start looking narrow, and I was like, oh, okay, it makes sense now. And of course I can see that here, like it's quite, yeah, especially this one is quite bulky, so it becomes narrower. And the other first impressions was, overall, it just was a lot bigger than I was expecting. Like, it is taller and wider than I was expecting. You know, to put this in my bag, it's just so much kind of, I don't know, it feels bigger. I've never worked with something so tall, I suppose, in my journals before. But I'm really looking forward to experimenting with it. I'll show you the inside, and I'll talk about the leather too, and all these details, and why I chose this brand and who the brand is. So I just want to try and cover everything for you for this kind of review type thing. Alright, the leather is different to Chic Sparrow, because Chic Sparrow is very, very smooth, like very flat feeling, whereas this one is also smooth, but smooth in a different way. Smooth in the sense that it feels more like peach skin, kind of furry, slightly furry. Very, very smooth and soft still though, like very smooth, very, very soft considering that peach skin. So yeah, it's kind of, it's a different feel. I like both of them. It's really fun just seeing the different types. And yeah, on the inside it's quite flexible and soft and moldy. That sounds terrible, moldy, my goodness. Molds really well, oh my goodness. And I quite like, I really like it. I'm very, very happy with it. I like the markings here and there. I feel like it gets lighter with use and with wear, because look at the spine. You can see where it rolls or gets bent. It's lighter. So maybe in 10 years my whole journal cover will look like that. But mine get quite scratched up, especially with Keanu. He has fun digging his claws into these. You can see scratches. And I used to be like in my earlier days, I would have been like, no, I don't want any blemish at all. But I've watched enough videos to appreciate that the markings add to the character of the journal and tell a story and make it feel loved and well worn and has a history to it. So I'm embracing all of these, and just not so much, I wouldn't go as far as saying I love them, but I definitely am okay. Like, I'm more than okay with them. I'm not just like, oh, well, I'll put up with it. I actually really do like that aspect of it. So yeah, how it marks up and all that kind of stuff. So I actually got it with, it goes this way, with some add-on inserts just to get me started and to see the dimensions of an actual TN, so I can use this as a template when I make my own inserts. And that's what I really want to do as well. The reasons why I got it, not just Amity Bloom, but also, and not just because I can journal myself, but also because I would like to start making my own TN inserts this size as well. And the other reason I got this size was because so many people make TN inserts, and on my list of people I want to buy journals from, there's quite a lot of people who have TN inserts. So I'm like, I don't want to buy them until I have a TN. So now I have an excuse to get TN journals. Like, of course the TN journals can stand alone, but I like the idea of putting it in a notebook, since that's kind of what it's made for. But anyway, and I really wanted to get into TN inserts in the junk journal style. My Life Mitts and Johanna Clough also journal in a TN occasionally, or My Life Mitts a lot, Johanna Clough occasionally, and so those two also have inspired me to get this as well. And it is from InkBandits on Etsy. So I was going to get a Mockingbird Chic Sparrow Narrow, but it's very, very expensive. So I found InkBandits because Johanna Clough has an InkBandits TN. And I thought, you know, well, I've got one from Amity Bloom, Amity Bloom's brand Chic Sparrow. Now I've got one the same as Johanna Clough. This is the reason why I went with InkBandits. I discovered InkBandits through Johanna Clough, and she has an InkBandits TN. I want an InkBandits TN. That's why I went for InkBandits as well. But the great thing is they are so much cheaper. My goodness. The cost for me to buy this and have it posted to me, they're from the UK, I'm in Australia, was like way, way cheaper than the Chic Sparrow by itself without postage. Yeah, I was going to get a Blue Jay classic colour narrow Mockingbird TN Chic Sparrow, but because of the price difference and because of Johanna Clough, I went for this, and I'm so glad she introduced me to them because, excuse me, sorry, because yeah, it did work out so much cheaper. Not only that, I love the colour so much. Like, I can't really get this colour anywhere else, I suppose. Aquamarine, because every TN company has their own colours, and I'm just really happy with it. I love the quality, I love the feel of it. So I got also a little folio thing to get me started as well, to add my own ephemera for that. But what I thought I'd do for this video is also add my current TN inserts that I have. I've only got 3. Actually, that's quite a lot for me. And I've only gotten these 2 recently in like the last couple of weeks. So this is quite exciting. And I got these knowing I would get the TN. That's why. So these are both from Paper Daisy Journals. So, I'll link below Chic Sparrow. I'll link below InkBandits. I'll link below Paper Daisy Journals. And let me see how I'm going to do this. I'll link below Amity Bloom, Johanna Clough, and My Life Mitts, because these are all the different people on my journey of TN adventures. So yeah, there's 4 elastics, and I've got 3 inserts. So I've got 1 insert here from, already came with the notebook, 1 here, 1 here, and in the folio I'm going to slip This one that I got from Tony ages ago. I'm going to slip that upside down inside the folio. Like that. So, now that it's bulked out, I can see it is more narrow. It is still a lot larger than I was thinking, and that's good actually, because I was just a bit worried about how I'd go journaling on such a narrow page, but it's wider than I was expecting. So look at all that space to journal, and I'm just so excited for the TN in particular to experiment with more decorating pages and that kind of thing, working more in that visual junk journal style, and just, yeah, developing my own little creativity in that area, I suppose. So yeah, we'll have a little look through. Oh, I'm so excited. Yay. How I think I'm going to use these is, because they're quite small TNs, not as many pages as like a full-blown journal. So more to just jot down things, more note-taking type things where the pages are more heavily decorated, where I can experiment, like I said, with a creative style. But so more note-taking. So what I thought I'd do with this, I really want to do a journal where I just checklist, or TN insert where I checklist what I did each day, like just dot point, so I can just have a record of that and anything notable to remember, but not have to write like this long paragraph on it, just note form. I think that would be fun, just so I'm getting something down every day, and that way I could just pre-decorate the pages and I don't have to pick out things that relate to what I'm jotting down. If I was to write a whole story and document something, then I would pick out certain ephemera that went with that, but this is just less, this is informal, it's more just pre-decorate, make it look pretty, and then just jot down your own notes. So these ones, they're already pre-decorated for me, so I can quickly just jot down my notes on them of what I did. And also I'd like to keep one not just for what I did in the day, but one for willow bound journals and what I did for journals, like maybe I made some envelopes, maybe I filmed a video, maybe I packed an order, maybe I made a journal or did my own journaling, just so that I can, like, I'm a very goal-oriented person, and if at the end of the day I feel like I haven't done much, I can get a bit down. So if I can know and look through my journal and go, oh, I did quite a lot today, you know, checklists. I love to-do lists, I love checklists and ticking things off, and so if I can see, oh, I was productive today, that just makes me feel good in myself. To know that, because sometimes, I don't know, now I'm just rambling, at the end of the day I can just feel like, wow, I wasted that day just daydreaming or watching TV or you know, not doing anything useful. So for my own kind of peace of mind, I don't know, it's nice for me to be able to just sit and reflect and go, oh no, I actually did quite a lot today. You know, I'm a bit of a doer. I like getting things done, and so recording that is something I feel like I want to do. I have no idea if anyone else can relate to that. Let me know if you do in the comments, so I know I'm not alone. But yeah, that's something I've been thinking about doing for ages and ages now. So now that I've got this set up, I can get onto that. So yeah, and I love the Traveler's Notebook as well, because you can reuse it for the rest of your life and just take out the inserts and replace them. And I love that idea. I really, really love the idea. So yeah, so excited. Here are my 4. I hope that was kind of fun to watch. I'm not sure how many of you guys are TN people, but I kind of like the crossover between junk journals and TNs. And I don't know, this might feel, oh, hang on, let's get that the right way up. Yeah, I don't know, what was I saying? For me, TNs have been something I've wanted to get into ever since, 2 years ago, ever since seeing Amity Bloom especially, but even now recently with My Life Mitts. My Life Mitts is just really, she gave me the push, I suppose, in the end to get this. So I love how everyone had a little piece in the journey. Like, it started with Amity Bloom and ended with My Life Mitts to get this. And then Johanna Clough gave me the brand to buy. So I just kind of like how it all comes together like that. And different people have influenced all of this, you know. I just really like that. Yeah, okay, I think I'm rambling now because I've forgotten what I've said and what I haven't said, and so I better just end it there in case I start repeating myself. Okay guys, thanks so much for watching, and check out all those links below, and let's chat TN if you like TNs, because I actually don't know if anyone else from my Willowbound Journals kind of community, if you guys like TNs too. I think, like, I only know you guys from junk journals specifically, but not TNs. So yeah, I feel new to it. I'm still trying to get my head around it and get used to it. So if you have any tips or anything, or if you've been doing it for a long time, or how did you get into it, I would love to know. And what brands do you like, or what size do you prefer, what color, I don't know, just tell me anything, because I really am into TNs and want to really go along with this adventure and experiment, and yeah. Okay, I'm gonna stop rambling now. Bye guys.